KLB are probably just going to play whatever they want to play in this round because they know that they are the team to beat in this tournament. Apart from Enjoyers, who, again, won the last time. But they did lose in the upper bracket to CNIF at the last moment in Game 3 of that best of 3. It was crazy to see. But I think both teams are actually in their lobbies now. We're doing another POV watch party with LunaWICKEd through our Discord. So thank you. But Atlas Lab this go-around. And Heavy Impact and Timeless Creator. Heavy Impact's going to be a great pickup, too. Timeless Creator for the Aimmel for Trick. That's huge as well. So some great awakenings to start out here.
I think this plays perfectly into KLB's hands, especially given their mains. Of course, Timeless Creator, for me, a no-brainer if you're going to run that Aimmel. A turret in the backline, going to be super useful. And Estelle banned, so they were keeping an eye on what LunaWICKEd were doing, KLB. Not that LunaWICKEd were necessarily preparing to go that way. They're going to stick with the Rasmus. Looks like we're going to run with a Vice at that as well. And Aimmel on the opposite side, sure they're going to be Lamacraft running that.
Makes a lot of sense, especially what we saw last tournament and what we've seen during the EPL tournaments that have been, or matches that have been happening so far. And speaking of EPL, I mean, they're going into, I think, what, their third week this upcoming Saturday. So that's going to be great to watch and see how the competition evolves there. And speaking of Saturday, I mean, we had the NA Pro League, or the OSPL, as people like to call it, there too. So that's going to be something to keep an eye out for if you're looking for some NA Omega Strikers that is happening on the Odyssey Interactive channels or Play Omega on YouTube. But now we get on to business as usual on Atlas Lab. The gravity well in the center already gone, and so are both goal barriers of LunaWICKEd.
That's unfortunate. And look at Balu looking to find the eye of the storm through 2 players. It's saucy, and you love to see it so early on. Up to Lamacraft, wins the duel. Balu helps out as well. Lovely KO early on through the strikes. Kekle to Balu. There's the turret to provide some coverage. Gravity Well's back up. Watch out. It hits it. Lamacraft, unfortunate, loses a lot of stagger in that.
Unfortunate for that stagger to be lost, but UmiZoomi already back in because it's not OT yet, so not too much time to wait in a timeout for that power play situation on the other end. Nice deft touch from Aimmel to try and have a cheeky play with the core go right over top of Kekle, but it didn't quite work out as they were hoping. Glitch spot from Trick as a goalie for Aimmel that did get nerfed with the range category a little bit, and the KO off the side for Juliet. UmiZoomi is doing great with those Thunderstrucks.
Criss-crossing turrets, but no crisscrossing goals to speak of yet. Oh, and I speak too soon. I thought LunaWICKEd had that covered all day long. Guess what? They didn't. And Lamacraft, I would say that's a bit of a gift of an opening goal, given how competitive that first game was.
That it was a bit of a misread on that play, and that's what separates the great players from the best players in their respective regions. Kekle with a great supernova to get that one away. Lamacraft barely staying alive, and I spoke too soon there as they were KO'd by the power cord, and a great energy burst by Balu to get both goal bearers down for free. 2-for-1 special, and now they're just going to see if they can clean things up here. A great look from Aimmel, who was the main scorer last time we saw from LunaWICKEd.
The accuracy is outrageous to know exactly where to hit it, to get the bounce down as well. It is simple angles. You just got to be good at math, they say, but you've also got to be good at math quickly. As now on the back foot, LunaWICKEd sees themselves down 2 players, down 2 goals, and it's set point to KLB.
Great set point there. Good goal from Balu that time. Both forwards now credited with a goal. We'll see if Kekle can get involved, so that we have everyone on KLB getting a goal to start. You saw the dueling turrets yet again. A great energy burst from Umi to get that goal barrier down, but we've been here before. The strike shot from Trick is special. We do see the blink, but the KO off the back end. Aimmel, who was the top scorer last time, it's making sense that they're focusing on them.
Trick, I think, has rightly focused on this lower barrier now. They've got to make sure that stays up, especially with the player down. Lovely respawn back from Aimmel. Forces the elusivity out, but the barrier goes down as well. Balu is a nuisance. We all know this well and truly. Can LunaWICKEd manage to overcome it? Well, yes, they can. They've been able to get the KO. UmiZoomi down to barely any stagger left. Moves in, misses the core. Core flip from Lamacraft. Goes top beans. Not able to find the kill.
That was so dangerous of a situation. Aimmel having to use what energy they have remaining in their reserves to avoid the Thunderstruck, and Balu focusing already after the respawn on these KOs, trying to go for any situation using their cooldowns to get an advantage state against their opponents, get that power play, because they know as soon as that happens, as soon as it's 3-on-2, it's their set to win and their match to win. Aimmel barely staying alive, still staggered, trying to avoid Balu. They're just battling back and forth, and eventually one of them is going down. The special works out. It actually clears it out and trips up Trick as there goes the set.
You can't run your elusivity while you're stunned. It's such a finite mechanism within the game, but it's what makes the difference here. Caught out, Aimmel's taken out of play. It clears that lane completely because everyone's expecting Aimmel to actually use the elusivity. Brilliant power play, not just multiple times here from KLB, but in terms of that knowledge of the mechanism and the call to get that low shot off with the core flip. Brilliant work from KLB, but should we expect any less?
Well, we expect, I even called it as like, oh, if Kekle gets it, then everyone on their team's going to get a goal. And it is exactly what happened there. And prime time for KLB, for Kekle, that's huge. Twindrive as well. They were giving both of my tournaments to KLB for some reason.
He is the Vodible man, so they speak. Yet to score a goal, however. So, it's into our second round of games. And bad news for LunaWICKEd fans, it's not starting off well.
Sorry, I gotta shout out chat for a second here. Juno Pra saying, "Hey guys, I'm new to the game. I've noticed that Aimmel seems to be dying a lot. Is that a new strategy I'm aware of? Should I be replicating this in ranked?" My answer is yes. That is what you should be doing in ranked, and your teammates will love you for it. They won't have all the question emotes or anything there, but what is being questioned is how did those goal barriers go down so quickly, and seems to be a goal inevitable for KLB, but a great respawn for Aimmel yet again, who has been being questioned by the chat here.
Rinse and repeat. The strategy is clear. KO Aimmel and go for the throat. 1-2, 1-2. It all seems so easy for KLB.
That it does. Maybe that is their tagline, easy for KLB. But either way, KLB now one goal away from taking 2 sets. This was one much faster than the other one. And that's where the scale, the late game, the awakening strategy for either of these teams really separates, like I talked about before, the best teams from the great teams. And that is why KLB, similar to Trio Abuses on the other side of the pond, are the best in Europe at the moment in time. We'll see if that continues to go for the rest of this tournament. But we need to see something from LunaWICKEd, and Aimmel trying to do just that. Had the angle, had the read, and they didn't respect him. So he's going to throw it in their face.
And this is exactly the downside to KLB that we've already picked up on a number of times. It's what Bernardo was able to prey upon just 2 weeks ago, where because they're running such a high press with 2 ultra-aggressive characters, in your Juliet, of course, but also a very aggressively played Aimmel as well, you're going to struggle if you've got a 1v1 scenario, and especially if it's a Rasmus where they can counter you straight in front of your net. We see the downside, but quite frankly, the downside doesn't matter if your output matches it / exceeds it. And exceed it does indeed. KLB with a second set to their name. Just one more to go.
Oof. Second set to their name, one more to go, and it seems like that might be the last thing she wrote for LunaWICKEd in the upper bracket if things continue this way. We have extra special available for the Aimmel, and that is going to be a huge pickup for them if they get it, but they wanted more damage for their turret, and that is what LunaWICKEd is lacking. They need some more damaging power to go for those KOs, increase stagger and speed.
I love that.
Exactly what you want to see for that Rasmus to try and stay around as best they can, and as you can see, the extra special being picked up by both of the Vices. They want to make sure that they can use their specials as often as possible to get that core away and do some extra damage.
Yeah, LunaWICKEd looking at it a bit more tactically, but I don't think tactics are necessarily going to save them here. I really feel it comes down to how much stagger can you take down in as short an amount of time, and that's exactly what KLB is enacting once again. Not necessarily Aimmel that they've taken out the play, but one play is good enough. There's a second KO, and the barrier goes down at that as well. But mind you, KLB have lost their barrier as well, and Aimmel doing everything within their power, and what a play it is!
The power chord for Aimmel on the forward positioning, staying up long enough for them to get that final strike towards the net. Aimmel, the only one who has been able to score on the side of LunaWICKEd so far. 2 goals compared to the 6 we have seen it the other direction, but this might be their time to try and push things the other way in their favor. They can get both goal barriers down before theirs do this time, and Kekle got KO'd off the side, or not the KO off the side, excuse me, it was Aimmel off the side, and Kekle did get that goal barrier, but not the second. Lamacraft gets this one, and this seems like an inevitability.
And that inevitability is now. It was a systematic breakdown from the forward line to the back line, and Lamacraft themselves now on a 6 KO streak. They cannot be stopped.
They cannot at all, and as you can see, we're still looking at the POV of UmiZoomi. Thank you to them for the Discord stream so that we can get this still going for your viewing pleasure. They're looking at the Awakenings. They're trying to figure out how are we getting KO'd so fast, and, well, you see the Death Touch come out, and that might be why from Rasmus, and that's actually a great one in their favor. They get the shot, but no, Kekle perfectly timed. Energy Burst off. Aimmel had the angle, but missed it. A great read from Trick for the glitch pop, but UmiZoomi comes in and gets their first goal of the game.
And Vod, that's so many resources that have been burned by Kekle alone. They burned the core flip, they've burned their supernova, which means that they're at a disadvantage going into our opening moments
extra
here.
Special.
They do have extra special, but I'm trying to find shoots of hope for LunaWICKEd here. To be fair, they're managing to make them themselves. That is one of the most...
no.
Oh, no! No, I can't curse it that badly, surely!
I think you can, and that's exactly what we saw happen. Trick blinking from the goal barrier that just went down to the goal barrier that again went down afterwards, and you see the dash punch. That is the specialness that you get to see from Juliet every time as a forward in the game. If you don't know what a dash punch is, I mean, it's when you're timing your primary and your secondary perfectly so that you can do the best kind of maneuver as Juliet on forward and get a KO, get the goal barriers down, get whatever you need goal-wise, and get those KOs as you see up the top. Again, UmiZoomi in timeout for a couple seconds. That might be the last time we see a KO happening for them, because if we do see this final goal for KLB, that's all she wrote for LunaWICKEd in the upper bracket.
Underrated save from Lamacraft there, going up against their own goal barrier to ensure, or against their own goal gate, I should say, to ensure that the goal barrier itself does not go down. But Umi finds a way through the storm to north, to south. Supernova almost backfires in their face. Shatter broken for UmiZoomi, and almost the same for Aimmel as well. The issue isn't the goal barrier situation, it's the health situation, it's the stagger situation, staggering towards the finish line here. They would just love a point against KLB. It would be well deserved on the back of this performance, but here comes the core flip.
Oh no! Oh, the gravity well comes back at the wrong time, and there goes the KO on Aimmel yet again, flying into the stratosphere. Trick trying to stay up as best they can, but eventually something has to give, and that is that final goal barrier with the turret going the other direction. You see them trying to space things out properly. Aimmel does get the death touch on Kekle. This might be their best shot to get something going, but they can't keep the possession in their favor. The glitch pop not even working out, but actually 200 IQ play, bouncing off their own corner. Supernova dangerous. That was a good read on that play, but Aimmel can't get the finish before Kekle responds, and all for naught it goes.
And now the power play goes the other way. Trick the turret down. Lamacraft for Balu. It's over! My goodness, even when it looked like they might lose, KLB don't. They progress to the upper finals.
So unfortunate there for LunaWICKEd. They had the power play. They had everything in their favor to get the goal, but it was all for naught at the end there. Like I talked about going into this one, though, Reliq, we saw a 3-0 sweep that got close towards the end last time. I'm like, we're going to see that, but the opposite way, as KLB are the #1 seed in this tournament for a reason. Again, that was the AFC team, and all of KLB are pretty much one of the highest ranks in this game for the European region. Here's some of the stats, as you can see. Damage not as high as it was last time, but those 8 KOs for both Lamacraft and Balu were detrimental to the other end.
Yeah, the draft really did LunaWICKEd in, I feel, because you look at what KLB bring to the table. Really aggressive speaking goalkeeper. You've got Juliet, one of the most aggressive forwards in the game. You've got Lamacraft on that Aimmel. Aimmel so proficient in knockout ability through the turret. Also great on defense should they need it. The opposition team, again, I think tactical's kind of the word that I would assume LunaWICKEd lives by, because through their drafting of Awakenings and through the composition here as well, you can kind of see what they were going for. And when Aimmel got going with getting into the back line, hooking their opponents out the map, you know, actually getting some KOs, that was great, but they lacked so much early game damage and so much of the early KO ability that we see from KLB. They struggle to get into the game, and by the time that they do, it's almost all over already.
That it is, and it's over for us for now. Reliq, for our casting of these first two series. We're going to be having K-Bot and Lumos joining us in the next matchup for the semifinal, a rematch from Twindrive Thursday #1 winners final and grand final, where Zenith took the first one, Aimmel and Joris took the second. This is just the best of one here, so anything goes between these two teams. So we're going to go take a quick break, and after that, we'll be with your semifinal between Aimmel and Joris and Zenith.